Hey, what's up, my Neekz? This is Nerds of Square Table. I'm Atomic Train.
Jalen.
Roberto.
Chrono XF.
And today we are here at Regal Cinemas. And guess what we watched? What did we watch?
It. Chapter.
It?
Pennywise chapter. Wait.
Chapter 2. So,
The end of it all.
the end of all worlds as we know it. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, we just watched It Chapter 2. Yeah, we're for me it was kind of like difficult, but for them it was a little bit easier. So, and we'll get into that. So right now this is our part 2 of our before and after. So right now we're going to be talking about our opinion on this film, kind of like a review style, non-spoiler of course. We're not going to mention all the juicy scenes
As per usual.
right?
Right.
So, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. So
There might be a few juicy scenes.
Yeah, it might be a few juicy scenes. Yeah.
Because there were several.
There
Very juicy
is actually a
scenes.
lot of
Oh,
juicy
yes. Juicy.
like
Juicy
watching
like a tomato.
watching this film made me like just nerdgasm right where I was sitting. So I don't know, that's just me. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off.
I'm gonna make a sandwich.
Yeah, you make sense. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off.
Damn, it's gonna take a long time.
Hey, it is gonna take a long time. So, okay, so for you guys, okay, that don't know me, I'm coming from like Stephen King, kind of like nerdgasm. Like I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I love Stephen King's writing. I love his stories that he tells. How they're recreated, that's what I hate. I hate about recreating his mentality, because in order to actually see or have the story told to you, you gotta hear it from the guy himself.
This is why video
Yeah.
game movies suck.
Yes. So right now I came in, my expectations was I was coming in with a 9.5
As a fanboy.
as a fanboy. So this is me being biased, like, because I love Stephen King. I love the story of it. You know, I love it. Like it's a good story. However, I don't know. I'm walking away with a 9. Not a 9.5.
Oh, nine?
So I got rid of a 0.5. Yeah. So I'm walking away with a 9. And these are this is my opinion only. So basically, from the acting was awesome. James McAvoy, Bill Hader, what's his name? Hader. Yeah. They did an awesome job. There was some comedic scenes in there. Like I think this was like really well casted. I don't think any other person, like if they casted as like Bill or as like Stanley. Oh, Stanley's one too, even though I can't mention. So yeah.
If you read the book, you know what happens
if you
to
know
Stanley.
if you read the book, you know what happens to Stanley. But basically, yeah. All the character casting was awesome. All the movie scores and the what you call it? Not visual effects, but you know, like the surrounding effects was awesome. Everything just hit everything on the nose. I was actually thinking like, oh, it might be a 10 because, you know, I'm a fanboy. Ooh. But there are little pieces, like little tiny pet peeves that we're all probably going to agree on. So, number one pet peeve, the consistency between cutscenes. So there is a lot of cutscenes that's been added, like to the flow of this story. But, you know, when me thinking as a Stephen King, you know, fanboy, isn't that how Stephen King's mind works? It's basically like all jitter jattery, because I know his stories change I know from when he does interviews and whatnot, like his stories change for some reason. They're not really like specifically consistent. Like it's always like there's always like a little tweak here and there. And you know that he dreams his stories, right?
He's not an outliner type of writer.
Yeah,
He just writes.
He just writes. So that's what.
Stories are usually not very
So
consistent.
that's kind of how I felt like it. So I don't know. That's pretty much number one pet peeve. Some scenes there is a lot of character consistency. If you kind of put yourself in the shoes of the character, and then knowing the trauma that they went through, and like, you know, I guess having this on the back of their mind, then you'll kind of understand from their point of view. But some of the connections, like how Jalen is going to mention, that there's some connections that doesn't connect to the audience, and that's actually kind of true. So that's why that 0.5 is taken away from there, from my score. So yeah, so 9 out of 10, guys. So Jalen, you're next, bruh.
Yes. So hold on.
So I came in with 6.5, and I was juggling towards the end of the movie.
How you do that? Juggle? How you juggle? Okay. All right, go ahead. Why were he juggling towards the end?
Nah, honestly. Anyway, I like the first one better because I could actually I don't know, follow along better with the characters' development.
Yeah.
And that kind of helped me. I think that's pretty important because it is about these group of friends, and I don't know. It was the first one compared to this. It is kind of similar. The tone is similar and stuff, but it helped that they started from ground zero for chapter 1, and then this one they jumped 27 years later. And from my understanding when I'm talking to these guys, I haven't read the book or anything, but they did jump, right?
Yeah.
But I think I thought it was kind of lame how what is his name?
James McAvoy's character?
No, they just get all I get it. It's like current day. Everyone got cell phones and shit, but they just call it with cell phones. Hey, you gotta come back to Derry and shit. And then the introduction was kind of for me. I didn't buy it enough, I guess.
Yeah.
But as the story progressed and went along, it got better. Obviously, Pennywise was awesome. No real complaints there.
Yeah.
Solid job.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård
Solid job.
really did an awesome job. He really immersed himself into this character. So.
And they all had these individual things going on with them, and I enjoyed that too. I guess score was pretty good. Acting was pretty good.
Okay.
Let's see.
What about some of the jump scares? You remember when we were talking about a scare factors?
It wasn't that scary.
Yeah, of course. It's never
For
scary.
me, it wasn't even that scary.
Even the first one wasn't even that scary.
No,
so I don't
it's not like that.
know why people are kind of scared to watch
the
this
thing
movie.
is, I think I was laughing at some points because Pennywise is fucking funny.
Yeah.
This is-
He's,
I don't know what he does. Is just stupid.
It's dark humor
It
for
is.
adults.
It's quite dark.
It's quite dark humor. Yeah.
Humor in the dark.
Yeah.
I enjoy a character like that. That's why the story is pretty good, but I just enjoy the clown, Pennywise, and I like it. He's so interesting. It's an interesting character.
Yeah.
And just how all these people revolve, the whole
Losers
the whole
Club.
environmental
Yeah.
around it.
The whole dairy factor Maine,
Yeah.
right? Dairy
It's
Maine.
an interesting area. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I like it, but
So your
yeah,
score.
I think I didn't. There was some stuff. Let's just say I didn't buy some things in this movie. But anyway, my score is gonna be a 7 out of 10 coming out. Do I think you should watch it? Yeah, if you watch the first one, go ahead. And if I did watch the first one before this, I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched the first one. Maybe it would have helped me relate to the
characters.
The older characters of these younger kids. So yeah, and that's my main problem with it. But
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of different scores right now, 9, 7, just because it's Stephen King knowledge.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm just going based off what I'm seeing on screen.
Whereas so that's cool. All right, who wants to go, Roberto or Chrono XF? Which one? Okay,
I'll go.
Roberto. Go
Well,
ahead.
let's see. I went in there with a 5. Like I said, see, the thing about it for me, as a movie going experience, I get it. This was based on the books. Let's face it, there are just some parts, whatever is in the book. I guess, like I said, certain source material as it's transferred from the book to the movie. So, yeah, certain things. If that was really in the book, then I don't know. I'm a little gonna scratch my head. But then again, I don't like to read, so that's why we go with the movies.
That's why you watch
I
the
think I was
movies.
about to read it personally. I think I'd be like,
Yeah.
what was
Well,
that?
it is dense material. This book is
Dense
kinda
material.
Dense.
Not the
I'm gonna say dense.
for it.
You know why? Because in order to really understand these books, Stephen
Right.
King's books, is that you got to understand the whole world that his books kind of like portrayed to. It's portraying to like all these bad stuff that's happening in Maine, and then there's reasons for it, like alien reasons or celestial reasons, which I know you don't like sci-fi. so that's what's difficult. But how'd you
See
like?
now, so see, because of that, see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
This is the reason why, like I said, overall, hearing the story sounds awesome, but when you find out what it is, especially too, depending on what you like and disliking things.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
You know, like, I'll be honest, man. I was enjoying it until I figured out what it was, and I'm like,
Damn it! Fuck!
really? Is this in the book?
That's how I
Are you
felt
kidding
too.
me? Is this really in the book?
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the book.
That's why I scratched my head. But overall, I did like this movie better than the first
like-
movie.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't really have the problem with the idea of switching between the first movie. I felt like what we were talking about earlier is, actually, you know what? You could have skipped the first movie and
Yes.
watched this movie.
Yeah.
Because you would understand everything. I mean, maybe there wasn't a little backstory, which I thought they would kick into that.
But they
But
did. They did
did.
a lot of backstory. Like there's a lot of like how we're talking about unnecessary cutscenes. There's
Right.
a lot of cutscenes that did flashbacks, and sometimes we didn't even know what was a flash. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Unless-
Sometimes I have to
you know,
debate between
yeah.
was this really in the first movie or was it in the second movie? Because I had to sit there and scratch my head a little bit like,
I don't remember.
which one
the
was
scene.
it? Do I
Yeah.
remember this or not?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember parts of it, but wait, this one went this way, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
But besides that, overall, I did like this movie in general. I just didn't like, that. Like I said, I get it's in the book. It's just sometimes scratching my head, I guess,
Yeah.
on that one. So I jumped it from a 5. I'm gonna go with a 7.
Oh, man, that's a good
Yeah, it's
score.
a good
That's
score.
2 points. So 7 out of 10.
All right.
Well, how do you like the acting though, James?
No,
McAvoy,
after what, those guys, I was
coming from-
surprised they got McAvoy to play a more Namor character than compared to what he did in Split stuff.
Yeah.
Because I expected a little more of that, but then I guess he toned it down.
Yeah.
So like they did, he adjusted his acting, and so did Chastain and some of the other characters. They did a great job. Obviously, we wanted to see more Pennywise, which Jeremy would have loved to see. Actually, I would have loved to see
Yeah.
that more, but like I said, a little more backstory would have helped. And the whole, like I said, if you never read the books.
And you don't know the lore.
Yeah, don't know the lore. Like I said, man, I would have preferred a demon clown, to be personally honest, but this is
Yeah.
my personal opinion. A demon clown would have been nice. Just saying.
That's an opinion.
Yeah.
All right, Chrono
Just read the
XF.
first part.
Chrono XF.
It's a
Greg
demon
Cottrell.
clown in the first part. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna echo pretty much what everybody else
Hey. Reference Echo.
echo.
Okay, go.
But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. If you have trouble suspending disbelief, you're gonna be just like JLN. It is kind of hard to like picture these little kids turning into these adults and not having any explanation as to what caused them to become the way they
who
are.
they are. Yeah.
I mean, there's some characters that you can just be like, okay, yeah, I get that, I understand. But
Yeah.
there's other characters that are like, I'm not quite sure if I can buy him turning into that.
Yeah.
But
That's true. No, wait, Jalen, come back. So would you have bought that if the kids from the first one, if they had like an origin story when they were infants, and then up to when they like, would that have made more sense
Well,
from infancy?
I'm like probably like no, well, yeah, I guess, but like for this just particular, I don't know. They had 2 hours and 50 minutes, right?
Sure,
So
you
I'm
could have
pretty
just
sure
skipped
they
the
spent
first
like
movie, and then this would be more believable. What do you think?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to see.
no, it wouldn't.
It still wouldn't.
No, because they spent like I don't know how long they spent on like introducing them back into it.
About
like
30
they,
minutes.
because they all had the
Yeah.
individual like thing going on, But
it wasn't even 30 minutes, it's like 15
I don't know,
minutes.
they
that they
spent
spent.
some
Like,
time-
well, 30 minutes to like touch back. Oh, I can't explain everything, guys.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, 30. Okay. Anyways,
well, I'm just
that was
saying
just a
what
quick
would
question.
help to make it more believable for me
Yeah.
was more believable introduction. So I don't know, something like
I
that.
think he's over-analyzing it, to be brutally honest.
He just needed to see the progression.
Yeah.
Because it just goes from when they were in Derry to where they're not in Derry.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
no explanation in the space between. The space between, you just have to fill it for yourself.
Hey, it's just Lion King. It's just like Lion King.
And-
Lion King, that's what happened
and
to
he
fucking
can't-
Simba, Hakuna Matata, when he was a young warthog. Come on, there was like a whole scene A whole chunk that was missing from that
Actually,
movie.
I know.
but it progresses. You see him growing up.
That's
you see him progressing.
I don't buy that.
No, that's why.
I don't buy him surviving on freaking bugs either.
Damn it, let me fucking talk.
Okay,
That's
go
why
ahead.
towards the middle to the ending, I latched
yeah.
on to these characters a little bit better than in the first part. Because in the first part, I was like, "Fuck this! I ain't buying any of this bullshit." But then it got better a little bit.
Because it got interesting.
It got interesting.
And then they explain because the tokens explained more of their backstory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
okay.
space. It explains a little bit of the space between.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking
That-
bumpy ride in the beginning. I'm just
But-
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little while to start up.
All right, continue, Greg.
But yeah, I mean, Pennywise scenes they were great. The character's interesting. Surprisingly, he doesn't show up often in the book.
Yep, that's true.
But this is because of the movies that he shows up.
Yeah.
It's because of the movie, the first movie, the original or the old one.
Yeah, the
That-
mini series with you talking about Tim Curry.
Yeah. Because Tim Curry made the character so interesting, that's why he shows up so much more in these movies.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank Tim Curry for that.
Yeah.
But those scenes are interesting, you know. I mean, there are a lot of funny scenes. I do have some irks with some scenes being too long. You'll understand when you see it because it's way
It's
too
almost a 3-hour movie. Just remember.
it's
Yeah.
way,
Almost a 3-hour.
it's way too long.
Bro.
It's like you get it. It's not.
Yeah, what?
Just do it. Just do it already.
Minutes.
So
because this is the ending.
So long.
It's supposed to be like the ending, like
No,
the
we
final
will get a
ending.
chapter 3. I'm telling you.
The final ending for this whole like story.
You know, I've been thinking about this lately. I've seen a lot of movies that are like more than 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's pissing me off right now.
Why?
What? I mean,
Long
you're getting
movies
more
is
for
good.
your money,
Yeah.
but it's not always better because some of the
well, that's true. I mean, there's video games
what
that
you
are
saw that
like
was
that.
wrong?
Because it feels like everyone's just making their movies more than 2 hours and 30 minutes. 2 hours for no reason or something like. I
There's
don't
probably
know.
a reason.
That's a different thing though. That's a different thing I want to talk about later. But
Okay, yeah. Go.
Yeah.
After Greg finishes, Greg
Sorry,
finishes up.
sorry.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, there's a little switch up at the end.
Yeah, towards the end.
They kind of twist it,
Yeah, and there is
and there's
some
a running joke.
there is some foreshadowing during the movie, so look out for that if you guys are gonna watch it. Yeah.
If you're a Stephen King fan,
If you're
you'll
a Stephen
understand.
King fan, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. It's a good movie. It's a good movie to watch.
Mhm.
It's not great. I mean, the CG's kind of meh,
Yeah.
but it's a good movie to watch. If you enjoyed the first one, you're gonna like the second one. The tone is very much the same. It's pretty much the same movie.
Yeah.
I wish,
It's just that they're all grown up.
Yeah, they're just grown up
I
now.
wish they just knocked it out of the park for me. I was anticipating it.
Technically, you're not gonna get that with a Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Any Stephen King story.
it gets
and whatnot.
really deep.
Yeah.
Stephen King gets really deep, and
Yeah.
you just can't nuance that kind of things in movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
It's just like Hulu's Castle Rock, like I mentioned
watch
before.
it.
Castle Rock. It's a series on Hulu, and like the first season, it's pretty awesome. But from episode to episode, like it's hard to really dig yourself in because there's not much said, like in like story wise. There's not much said, so it feels like why did I just waste my 1 hour watching this damn episode? I could have been doing something else, watching something more interesting. But the thing is that
Casterly Rock.
there you go. Yeah. So like it's like, but it's progressive. But the thing is about Stephen King novels or Stephen King stories, period, it's progressive. They get you like slowly. It starts picking up, and then you start catching wave. And then once you figure out what's happening in each scene, then it makes sense because it's like now I understand the lore. I understand why Pennywise is here on Earth. I understand like why Pennywise doesn't show up in certain scenes. Like that's what's trippy. That's what's trippy stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
You probably enjoy it more once you catch those.
So it makes
What
you.
he's saying is you gotta rewatch it.
Yeah.
And again.
You're gonna have to rewatch it again and again and again and again, as much times as you want. do some investigations of your own, like to figure out because it's an interesting lore.
It goes deep.
Yeah, it goes really deep. But
Follow the rabbit hole.
yeah. Any other things you guys want to say?
First of all, did it move the meter though?
Which meter?
For the year so far? I got a D plus.
Oh, the yearly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I got
so-
a D plus right now, so did it move the meter?
It's
So-
still a pretty average year.
Yeah.
Average years?
I'm saying.
Sounds a little
it's
disappointed. I
about-
think I had a little too much hype, I think,
It's
for
about
this
a
year, maybe. I don't know.
6.
I'm giving
Like
it
averaging
yeah.
a 6.
So like for this year for me, okay, like I have some high scores here and there. I think 3 movies I scored about a 9. So I'm averaging.
those?
My average is
Was it
about
Spider-Man?
actually like a 7 or a 8.
Spider-Man. Driving
7 or
Art
8,
of
but
Driving
which is
in the
still a
Rain.
C. Yeah. So the thing is that what you guys got to realize is we all critique movies differently. So some of us come from like sci-fi nerdum, or some of us come from like crime, what's it called, crime solving, or like right. You like those kind of gangster movies, noir kind of stuff, noir-esque. You know, and then so we have a different way of critiquing movies. So of course we're not consistent, but that's what makes us nerds of the square table. Is that
What makes us human?
we're just a train of mixed thoughts. What did you do? You just did. Yeah.
Chomps away.
So far it's a pretty average year. I'm kind of excited for the ending of the year. Like
Star Wars!
That's when we're gonna have
Star Wars!
Yeah, that's when we're gonna have a bunch of stuff happening.
It's either
left and
gonna be a
right.
shit show or a fun show.
No, wait. I think.
It's a fun shit show.
Okay, wait. Question. Big question right now.
Fun show.
Do you guys think that Star Wars is gonna just like hit the moneymaker at the ending of this year? Like we're gonna end the year.
I saw a
With a
folding
bang.
lightsaber. I saw a folding lightsaber. That's all. I'm good already. I'm good.
It's
a folding lightsaber.
The butterfly lightsaber. You talking
I'm
about?
good.
I have a feeling.
No, and what's interesting is that Rey is holding the folding lightsaber,
And it's red.
and it's red.
What?
It has a dark crystal. It has a dark
It has
crystal.
That's what I said. Just watching
Yeah,
that stuff,
it has
you're
a sick-
expecting something. Really expecting something.
Yeah.
Something that should be very interesting.
Expecting
If not, like I said, man,
Stuff.
for me personally, they pull some love bullshit. I am walking right out of the damn theater. I'm asking for a demand refund.
Yeah.
And say, F Star Wars, bro.
What, you think you're gonna fall in love, huh?
So we always talked about this, and like I always mention this, J.J. Abrams is at the wheel, and we don't know what to expect
true.
because this guy, I don't know, he can
should've just went JJ all the
polish up a turd. He can polish up a turd and turn it into fucking like
look what he did with Star
$3
Trek.
billion. Yeah, look at Star Trek, and then guess who ends it? And guess who ended it? Freaking Justin Lin. What the hell?
That's. Why did they
Never
make these
give it to Fast and Furious franchise. Oh, what did I
that's a-
say?
that's
That's
some-
a pretty
That is some fighting
Shade.
words.
Shade.
funny word because you know why? I'm a trekker. That's why I love Star Trek, and you guys fucked it up. Oh.
Okay, we'll see that for the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So
You know
yeah,
what?
next one. This is-
Just
this is
because,
kick the clown
just
here.
because this video is
What?
filled with rants. Like we're gonna do a rant video one of
Eventually.
these days.
We'll do
We're
a
gonna do a
podcast
rant video
At some point.
Especially a
podcast.
podcast, especially.
Yeah.
to get
So
these.
comment down below or whatnot if you guys are interested in the podcast. But you know what? Going back into it, Bill Skagsgård, you did an awesome job. You did a really awesome job. Thank you. I'm impressed. We're all impressed. I think all of us, and even some of us that are not really like fans, like fanboys of Stephen
Right.
King novels. Like they love Pennywise. Like look at this guy. He loves Pennywise. Yeah.
Good shit.
Like I want to buy a T-shirt now.
Yeah, I think I'm
I'm
buying.
gonna buy a Pennywise T-shirt. Okay. So, anyways, we're gonna end this video. So comment down below if you guys want any suggestions on rant videos or podcasts or whatnot, or I don't know. We might have different times of meeting up or whatnot. I don't know if all of us can be here to do this kind of stuff.
Well, we can actually just do some splitting, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
some
so-
like me and Gregatron, and then you two, since you guys go do stuff together too. So that's good. Not like that, not in that way. No, I'm talking about the damn videos, damn it. Get your mind out of the gutter. So
We're ending this.
Shoots my Neekz. Like, comment, subscribe.
Get the fuck out of here.